So in the previous class, we have seen how to work with variables and data types. How can we define the variables with the data types and a different type of data types we have seen. And in the today's session, we will see operators. So what is basically operator means? Operator basically a symbol which will perform certain operation or which will perform an operation. Okay, for example, let us say we'll have two different variables. Let's say int a equal to 10. This is one variable. Int b equal to 20. This is another variable. A is one variable, b is another variable. Both are having some data. Now, if you want to add these two numbers, what we will do now? We can say a plus b. So when I say a plus b, this will add two numbers, 10 plus 20. Now once added, the result I will store in another variable. Here I will define one more variable. Let's say int the result, like this. Now if I look at this particular simple code, a and b are called variables. A and b are called variables. And here a plus b is called an expression. Okay, a and plus b. Here we are calling as an expression. So what plus is doing here? The plus is adding two numbers, a and b, right? So which is basically called as an operator. Means an operator is a symbol which will perform an operation. That's a simple definition. Operator is a symbol which will perform an operation. There are multiple operators which we have. So plus is a one of the operator. So here plus is one operator which will perform addition of two numbers. And what about this equal to? Equal to is an also operator. Equal to also one of the operators. So what equal to will do here? Once a plus b is added, the result will be stored into this variable. So we are assigning the result into this variable equal to. So equal to is called assignment operator. Okay. So here plus also equal. So these are all called operators. And what is a and b? Initially, before using this expression, a and b are just variables. Now once you use those variables inside their expression, we call them as operands, a comma b, called as operands. So the variables which are participated inside this expression along with the operators, they are called operands. Okay. So operator means what? It is a symbol which will perform an operation, which will perform an it can be any type of operation. Here plus is a one of the example. Plus will do the addition operation. Equal to will do the assignment operation. So whatever value we have here, 10 will assign to the a. Who is doing that? Equal to is doing it. Same thing, 20 is assigning into the b. So equal to is doing that, which is also an operator. And here plus is an operator which will perform addition of these two numbers. And storing the result into variable is again by equal to. Equal to will store the result in the result variable. Okay. So operator means a symbol which will perform an operation. The variables which are participate inside this expression, we call them as a operands. Before using here, just they are the variables. But once you started using the variables inside these expressions along with operators, we call it as a operands. Okay. Now in Java, there are various types of operators are provided. So let me just list out here. Types of operators. So to perform any type of operation, we have to use different type of operators. Now what are the different type of operators provided by Java? There are n number of operators. Mainly, we will use these 6 types of operators very commonly. So the first category, arithmetic operators. There are 5 operators comes under this category. One is plus, minus, star, slash, and percentile. Okay, these are called arithmetic operators. And the relational or comparison operators. Second category, relational or comparison operators. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, double equal to. So these are all comes under relational or comparison operators. Then logical operators, and, or, not the. Three operators, which all comes under logical operators. And the plus plus is called increment operator, minus minus is called decrement operator. I will show you demonstration how can we use these all operators. So plus plus is a increment operator, minus minus is a decrement operator. And equal is an assignment operator we already discussed, which will assign some data to the variable. So like this we have some more assignment operators like plus equal to, minus equal to, star equal to, slash equal to, percentile equal to. These are all assignment, or we can also call as shorthand operators. And conditional or ternary operator, question mark, colon, one operator. Question mark, colon is one single operator, which is conditional or ternary operator. So total these are the 6 type of operators which we are going to discuss. So first thing, let us start with arithmetic operators. Let's go to Eclipse and go to our project. So let's create a new package for today. I can create by click on SRC, new package. I say day 3, record finish. So now we created a new package. So inside this, I'm going to create a new class. Whenever you start writing a new Java program, you must create a class. So how to create a class? You can simply provide the name. So here I'm giving some name, operators, demo. And also I'm taking main method here. Select the checkbox and say finish. Now, so which is created a new class, and this is the main method. So inside this block, we have to write our Java code. So inside this block, we have to write a Java code. Now, the first thing, arithmetic operators. So how to use this arithmetic operators? So let us take two variables. So mainly arithmetic operators works on numbers or numeric type of data. So if we have integers, or if you have a float, or if you have a double, so if you have a numeric data, these operators will work. So arithmetic operators basically we use to perform arithmetic calculations. So what are the arithmetic calculations? Addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, modulo division. So these are all basic arithmetic operations. So to perform these operations, we have to use the symbols, and we need a numeric type of data. Okay, so these operators work only on the numeric type of data, means all integers, float, double, and so on. So let me take two integer variables here. I can take int a equal to 10, int b equal to, or I can directly say b equal to 20. So because a and b are both the same data type, I can just specify only once, int a 10, b 20. So two variables I have created. Now I will apply these operators on these two values. So what I will do is, I can directly write system.out.println, and simply I can say a plus b. So when I say a plus b, plus will perform the arithmetic operations. When I say a plus b, it will perform addition of two numbers, 10 plus 20, which is 30. Now I want to write simple, a meaningful message here. I can say sum of a and b is. So how to concatenate this? This is a string. Whatever we put in the double quotation, that will be printed as it is in the console window. And a plus b is the expression, which will perform addition operation. So how to concatenate these two? We can put this a plus b in the bracket and then concatenate. So here plus is acting as a two different things. One is a concatenation, other one is addition. So when I use plus operator between two numbers, it will perform addition operation. When I use plus operator between two strings, it will perform the concatenation operation. Or if I use plus operator between a string and a number, then also it will perform the concatenation operation. And if I look at here, this is a string, and this will return the number. After addition, it will return the number. So between this, I am using plus operator, means it will perform the concatenation. So when I execute this, this will print a meaningful message. So sum of a and b is 30. So like this, let us try to use other operators, other arithmetic operations. So here, this is the difference. So subtraction. How can we do this? So higher value is B, right? So I can say, or else I can take A 20 and B 10. Okay, so here I can say A minus B. A minus B. So this is the expression. A minus B is the expression. This will perform subtraction and the result will be concatenated with the string. So difference of A and D is A minus B. And then multiplication. So multiplication. So multiplication of A and B is A star B. Star is representing multiplication. So whenever you want to multiply, you can use star symbol. And again plus is for just concatenation. Now in division of A and B is A, I can say A is slash B. Slash is a division operator. And there is one more operator which we have, modulo division. Modulo division means what? Percentile. A percentile. B is a modulo division. So here we need to understand what is the difference between division and modulo division, slash and percentile. So slash operator will return the quotient value after division. For example, let's say pi divided by 2, 5%. So here I am using two different operators. So it will perform the division like 2 2s are 4 and 1 is a remainder, right? So when I use slash operator, this will return the quotient value which is 2. When I use percentile operator, this will return the remainder value. So this is 1. Okay? So both are division operators, but the slash will return the quotient value, whereas percentile will return the remainder value. Okay? Division and modulo tips. And again we already know multiplication, subtraction and then addition. So these are the basic arithmetic operators. Now let us try to execute run as Java application. So now we can see the result. So this is how we can get all the results. So here I have not storing the result in any other variables. I'm just directly doing the arithmetic operations and then I'm directly keeping inside the print statement. Suppose if you want to store the result in some variable, okay, then what you can do, for example here I'm taking one more variable called int result equal to A plus B. And then you can use this variable directly here. Instead of printing A plus B, you can directly print result. So here you can just concatenation result. So this is another way. Suppose if you want to store a result in some particular variable, you take another variable. So what you can do is you can store A plus B value in the result variable. And what is the type of this variable again? Integer. Because A plus B will return the number, which is integer. So result also should be integer. And once you hold the result in a variable, then you can print this variable. So this is also another way. And if you don't want to use any other variable, then you can directly put this expression inside the printer. Instead of writing result, you can just directly say A plus B. So this is also, you can put the result in another variable and print that variable, or you can directly write an expression inside the print statement, you will get the same output. Okay. So this is all about arithmetic operators. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and modulo division. And now we have another type of operator, relational or comparison operators. And these operators especially we use to compare the values. And most important, especially when you're working with the conditional statement, looping statements, you frequently use these operators. So relational and comparison operators. So let us see how to use this relational or comparison operators. Next, relational or comparison operators. So greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, this is not equal to, and double equal. So these are all comes under relational or comparison operators. Now here all relational or comparison operators will return a Boolean value. Remember this. always returns a Boolean value. Boolean value means what? Yesterday we discussed. What is Boolean value? What is Boolean value? Boolean means what? Yes, either true or false. It can be true or it can be false, which is called as Boolean value. So when I use relational operator or comparison operator, that will return either true or false. Okay. For example, here I'm simply saying system.out.println A greater than B. So greater than is what? Relational or comparison operator. So what this greater than will do? The greater than will compare A with B. Now what is the value of A here? 20. What is the value of B? 10. 20 greater than 10. True or false? 20 greater than 10. True or false? True. Right? True. So this expression will just print true. That means the greater than symbol compare the two values and it can return either true or false. Okay, suppose I'm writing the same statement like this. A less than B. Less than. A less than B. A value is 20. B value is 10. So 20 less than 10. Is it true or false? It is false because 20 less than 10, which is false. So this expression will return false. Okay, let's try. So all relational operators or comparison operators will return true or false. Basically, they will return the Boolean values, true or false. Okay, and similarly, we can also use other operators. Let's say system.out.println, and here I say A greater than or equal to B. Now tell me what is this expression when written? A greater than or equal to B. So actually there are two comparisons here. One is greater than, one is equal to. What does that mean? So when this expression will return true, in two cases. One is A should be greater than B. In that case it will return true. Another case is what? A should be equal to B. If A and B values are equal, then also it will return true. That's the reason greater than or equal to. Two comparisons. A should be either greater than B or A should be equal to B. So one of the conditions should be satisfied. So then only it will return true. Now according to our values, A is 20, B is 10. 20 greater than or equal to 10. True or false? True or false? 20 greater than or equal to 10. True or false? True. Why? Because greater than condition is true. Greater than is satisfied, right? 20 greater than B. Even though they are not equal, still A is greater than B. True. Right? Similarly, here I will write like this. A less than or equal to B. True or false? A less than B. Less than. False, right? Because A is 20, B is 10. So 20 less than 10 is false. So whenever it becomes false, then it will check another condition. Equal to. A equal to B or not? No. A also not equal to B. So obviously it will return false. This will return false. So two conditions or two comparisons are inclusive here. So you can say this is the true and this is the false. So now what I will do is, I will make B value also 20. So initially B value is what? 10. Now I am making as a 20. Should I define the data type? Should I specify the data type here? Is it really need data type here? Should I define data type? Not needed, right? Why? Because B is already created with the integer type here. We already specified B as an integer type. So next time when you are referring the B or next time when you are changing the value of the B, you no need to specify the data type again because this is the duplicated. It will give you an error. It is clearly saying duplicate local variable B. So you no need to specify the data type. Just reuse the variable and just change the value. Initially 10, now it becomes 20. Now after changing this value, I can simply say A greater than or equal, less than or equal to B, and also I will write A greater than or equal to B. Now tell me what is an output of these two expressions? A less than or equal to B, A greater than or equal to B. What is an output of these two statements? Obviously, true. Why they are true? Why? Because it will first check the less than condition. A less than B, true or false? False. Then it will check equality. A equal B or true or false? True. So obviously it will return true. That means either less than or equal to. One of them should satisfy. Now if you come to the second expression, A greater than B, A greater than D, false. A is not greater than D, but A equal to B, true. So it is finally written true. Okay, so two comparisons are here. If first one is not matching, then it will go to the second one. If first one is not satisfying, then compare with the second one. Okay, so less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Now when I run this, these two expressions will finally return true and true. So all relational or comparison operators are returning a Boolean values. That you have to notice here. True or false, nothing else. Only true or false is written. Right? Now we say not equal to, equal to. So for example, let's say standard order printed, and I can say A not equal to B. What does this mean? What is the output of this? A not equal to B. I'm clearly saying A not equal to B, true or false. So currently A and B values are same. But here what I'm expecting, not equal to B. So obviously what happens? This will return false, because A not equal to B, false. Why? Because A and B are not equal. It's equal actually. A value 20, B value 20, both are equal. But here I'm expecting not equal. So it is obviously written false. But if the same statement, if you say same statement, if you write like this, A equal to B, A equal to B. Now tell me what is the, guys, can you see my screen? The font is visible to everyone. Can you please confirm? Otherwise I'll just try to increase some. Okay. Let me try to increase a little bit. Okay. It's too much larger actually. Okay, now I think it is fine. Okay, so now I can see A equal to B. Now A value is a 10, A value is a 20, and B value is also 20. A value 20, B value is also 20. Now what is an output of this expression? A equal to B. Obviously it is true. Because the values are same, I'm expecting double it. So when I run this will give you false and true. Okay. So if I notice here, all relational or comparison operators will return a Boolean value. That means a true or false. Okay. Suppose I want to store the result in some variable. I want to store some variable in a variable. For example, here I say A greater than B. This is my expression. And I want to store result in a variable. Let's say result. Because the result variable is already defined as an integer here. But here I'm taking res. Now tell me what is the type of this variable? So A greater than D will return either true or false. A Boolean value will be returned. Now when I store that value in a variable, what is the type of this variable? Obviously, what type of variable it should be? We are storing a Boolean value into the variable. Remember this. We are not storing number. We are not storing integer. But in the previous example, A plus B will return the integer. 20 plus 10 return the integer. So this variable should be integer. But here A greater than B will return the Boolean value. So this variable should be what? Boolean type of variable. Okay? And after that, you can just print result. So like this, you can directly put expressions inside the print statements, or else you can store the result in another variable, and then you can print that variable. So either way, you can do it. Okay, so this is returning false. A greater than B is false because we already changed the value here. Okay, so this is all about relational or comparison operators. So what these operators will do? These operators will compare two values. It will compare two values and returns a Boolean value, either true or false. Now, similarly, we also have something called logical operators, the next category. Very important to listen carefully because in the next topic, conditional statements, looping statement, when I discussing those topics, these operators are very useful. So, logical operators and or not. So, these three are called logical operators. And the logical operators also always returns a Boolean value. Returns Boolean value. So Boolean value means again true or false. So logical operators also always returns a Boolean value, true or false. But what is the difference between relational and logical operators? So relational operators we can use only between two variables. If I look at here, these operators will work between two variables, A and B. And these two variables can be any data type. It can be numeric, it can be string, it can be character, whatever it is. So these relational operators we can use in all kinds of data types. But logical operators we can use only Boolean data types. We can use only Boolean data types. That means we need a Boolean variables. Between these Boolean variables we can use logical operators. So before discussing this and or not, so let me just give you a simple table so that you can easily understand when these operators will return true, when these operators return false. So as I said, the logical operators works between two Boolean variables. This is a fundamental point. Works between two Boolean values or variables, anything. Okay.